Howdy folks, Chris McLean back with another episode, and in the studio today I have Claudiu from Milk and Cookies Studio, and they help SaaS founders increase their lead flow and sell more through push and pull lead gen campaigns. And the Milk and Cookies team has a severe case of what they call marketing fluff intolerance, and this is the reason their clients work with them, and it's because they stay away from buzzwords and outrageous growth promises. They like smart and friendly work that actually solves real business problems for companies that want to grow their digital presence and actually get results. Sounds like a very, very cool positioning. And that's what we want for our clients, is to actually help their businesses. Claudiu, I know it's super, super early for you. It's like 2 a.m. for you. So I really appreciate you waking up and taking the time to jump on the show. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invite. It's an honor for me. I'm very glad to be here. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm looking outside my window, and all the lights in the neighborhood are off. So yeah, it's an interesting feeling to do work at this hour.
yeah, whole different ball game when the rest of the world's quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, nice one. No, I appreciate the commitment.
Cool.
Yeah, take us through Milk and Cookies. So how did this come about? Is this your first venture? Did you come out of sort of agency before this? What's the story behind how you founded and set up Milk and Cookies Studio?
So yeah, Milk and Cookie Studio is my second venture. In 2012, I opened my first digital agency, but unfortunately, I did not have at that moment as much experience as I should have. I should have back then to actually manage an agency. So obviously, in about 2.5 years, I can I swear I effed it up big time.
Go for it, mate. We can hit the explicit lyrics button on the podcast. That's all right.
Yeah, I effed it up big time, so I had to close it, and then I had to take a job for a couple of years, 2 years, in an agency where I learned a lot in the Bucharest office of TBWA. I learned a lot about how actually this business should be when going internationally and working with big clients and working with big projects. So yeah, 3 years ago, once again, I said like, okay, my freedom is more important than anything. So I decided to start this new venture, Milk and Cookie Studio. Together with Christina and Irene, my two awesome colleagues, and yeah, we called it Milk and Cookies Studio because of this intolerance to marketing fluff and buzzwords. Talking with many clients, I discovered that a lot of them are tired to hear the same outrageous promises and the same outrageous things. We will help you scale up 2000% and we will help you scale up to the moon and back. And we're like, okay, what if we create a cozy environment? We create an agency where the clients feel safe and the clients feel they belong there. We belong with the clients, and the work we do is the work that matters for the client. And the work that actually brings results and brings comfort and predictability to the clients, because the SaaS founders, our ideal customer profile, are really busy people. They have to manage the product they develop. They have to manage the team. They have to manage the processes. They have to manage investors and bringing new investors aboard. So yeah, marketing for most of them is unfortunately very low on the list of their priorities. So yeah, let's make it comfortable. Let's make it cozy. Let's make it predictable, and let's make it as easy and as smooth as possible. While developing the agency, we also started to see that we have a bit of an issue with the resources, with the people that help us implement, because we are only 3 people in the agency. And we started developing a side project, a 100% free educational platform for the freelancers in Romania. What started as a kind of, I don't know, a game, a side project that we hoped bringing aboard, I don't know, 100 freelancers in Romania, and that as being one of the biggest freelancers community here now.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Amazing.
yeah, right now there are around 15,000 freelancers in the community. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think we kind of helped a lot the freelance industry here in Romania, because yeah, we talked a lot about how to scale, how to deliver better, how to do the pricing, how to do the business part of freelancing. Because yeah, even if you are a freelancer, the main thing is that you are a business and you have to work for profit. Yeah, and in my spare time, I'm a race car driver. I do time attack racing. I'm a radio host. I have my own radio show each week on a local radio here, and I also teach at the journalism faculty here in Bucharest at the master's program.
Wow, that's a pretty busy lifestyle you got there. one of everything. Ticked all the boxes.
It's 2:00 in the morning, and I'm talking with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
it's a jam-packed schedule.
Yep.
Well, so how do you manage all of those projects? How do you get all of that done and make sure that you have that capacity across all of those different things, particularly running the agency and having the sort of freelance gig on the side, running and maintaining all of that? How do you make sure you have the energy and attention to put into all of those things?
I have 2 words. First is discipline, and the second one is delegation. Delegating the work. I think if the discipline kind of came naturally, because as a university background, I'm an engineer. I'm a food engineer, so yeah, I like working with processes. I like working with all kinds of engineering stuff. The delegating part came like super hard, because I was a control freak and I liked to micromanage in the first version of the agency, because I lacked skills and I lacked the necessary know-how to be able to delegate. And yeah, now I think I'm more mature, and I learned a bit about how to do what we do in the agency, and I delegate a lot. We have a lot of freelancers that we work with. I have my 2 colleagues that are like, without them I wouldn't be able to do all of this. So yeah, I only handle at this moment the side gigs, like the radio show, the classes at the university, the sales process, the strategy process, the relationship with the clients. When the project actually goes into implementation, I only have an overview approach there, and I try to make sure that the client is happy, and the project is going towards the strategy that we designed together. So yeah, discipline and delegating stuff, not micromanaging.
Yeah. And a lot of elimination as well, right? A lot of focus on, you're not trying to do everything in all of the businesses. You're sort of picking out, this is the stuff that I'm going to focus on. And yeah, that deferment, that delegation of everything else. I think that's amazing. It's really, really important to get that much stuff done, but just to get an agency built and run, right? It's very important just to say no to get really, really clear on where can I actually show up as my best? What's the thing that I'm the best at? Let's do that, and delegate the rest to other people that can be 100% focused on that part of the business or that task or that activity.
Yeah, together with delegating the tasks, one of the biggest challenge that we faced in the past 3 years. So the second version of the agency was actually niching down. Actually finding a niche and sticking with it. And one of the most I don't know, gruesome and hard things that I had to do business wise, business related, was to learn to say no to potential clients. I mean,
Yeah.
client that was not very representative to our ideal customer profile came to us with, I don't know, a bigger project, 15,000 euros, 20,000 euros, and to be able to say, look, we get it. There is a lot of money. We love your brand, but unfortunately, we are not the right person to work with. It was like incredibly
Mhm.
hard. But
Yeah.
once we actually committed to this, to only working with SaaS founders, SaaS products, and only delivering lead generation services, entire business changed. We managed
Yeah.
to scale and double our revenue and increase our profitability 1.7x,
Wow.
only because we refused the clients that we had to invest a lot of time learning about their businesses. Because
Mm,
yeah, if
mm.
you have a SaaS company, we already know around 30% of how the market works, how your
Yeah.
industry
Yeah.
works. Yeah, it was amazing, but it took me 2 years to understand this and to actually commit to it 100%.
Mm. Yeah, I think that's such a massively important thing for agencies is to that hyper niching, right? Just go, we're delivering this service in this vertical for this audience, right? And get very, very clear on that. But it's this kind of strange dichotomy where you saying no to work feels really, like I said, it's really, really hard to say, look, there's some good money over here. There's a great client, could look great on our portfolio, but I'm going to say no because it's not in our wheelhouse. It's not what we're experts at. You sort of covered that, but the mindset to do that, and how did you, what, I guess that's always a really hard decision, but there's also as you said, there's a massive benefit, and it's finding the benefit of actually saying no to certain things and being very, very hyper niche and hyper focused. What did it feel like to kind of make that decision and start to say no? And from the first time that you said no through to now where it's kind of regular, how has that shifted from now you're very, very focused? Does that dream client, is that the type of client that now shows up all of the time and you're able to really focus? How's that shift been from going from everybody down to one thing, starting to say no, and that kind of tension of saying no to projects and being unsure about it, and then tipping into, right, this is where we belong now and the business is picking up? How did that sort of journey feel and work out for you?
So it worked out pretty well at this moment. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, in 2 years now, probably, or there are chances maybe we will have to micro pivot again the business. We don't know. Things are changing like really, really fast, and
Yeah.
probably they will keep changing faster and faster. But the process to get here, yeah, was a bit painful because I always felt like I left money on the table,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
like, come on, the business is not that big. I mean, yeah, we are probably around 150,000 euros revenue per year, so it's not a really big business. And when I don't know, 10,000 euros client came and like, yeah, I want to work with you, it's 7% of the entire yearly revenue
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I understood the importance of doing this, and it
Mm.
took me some work with myself. I did a lot of therapy to understand why
Mm.
I had this need to be pleasurable, to be liked by the people, and not being able to say no to clients that I knew that are not the ones that we wanted to work with. I did a lot of coaching on many areas of the business, trying to understand the benefits of niching, trying to understand the benefits of doing less, actually less is more, you know.
Yeah.
And I understood about myself and I understood about my team that if we will try to make big changes at a certain time, we will most probably fail. So that's why we started small. I mean, I'm a big fan of doing small things, but doing those small things consistently and being persistent, you know. That's why the first client that we refused was a very small client, like 500 euros 1000 euros project, but we refused him and we recommended somebody in our community. Like, hear me out, I will do some consulting work with you for free, no strings attached. I will stay with you 1 hour, 2 hours, just to try to understand what are your needs, what are your expectations, what is the problem that you are trying to solve. And then together we will find somebody in my community that will be able to help you better than we can. Like, these are the things that we are doing at this moment. And this is where we can bring the most value. Like, this is the minimum budget that you have to spend per month, because if you spend less, we'll not be able to bring the results that we want to bring for you. This is the type of client that we work best with, but I will find you some alternatives. And the client was really happy because I gave him this 1-2 hours of consulting. And then when the next client came, it was a bigger client. Then I had the exact same approach. Then we started doing this with the existing clients. We had with 3 of our clients, we had a very open and very sincere conversation, telling them like, look, we started working together some years ago. At this moment, our business changed. We only do this. This is what we do. These are the results. These are the type of projects that we are doing at this moment. Let's design a plan. Let's make a plan on how we can find you somebody that is better suited to deliver you the right results, the results that you are expecting, than the results that you need. And we made a 6 months plan where we eased out of the project and brought aboard somebody else.
Wow.
And this way, I think we felt a bit more in control of the process, and we also helped the client, because this is what this was one of my biggest panics. Not to let the client down.
Yeah, I love the approach. It's very much in the wheelhouse of how I would imagine running sort of an ideal. And I literally did a webinar last night on a lot of this stuff about how to keep better clients, right, and how to attract the right clients into your business. And it is all of the stuff that you're saying. It's like getting very, very clear on your boundaries, right? We go from here to here, and that's what we do. That's our wheelhouse. That's what we specialize in. Outside of that, we're either, as you said, saying no, because we're very, very clear that outside of that, that's just not what we do. That's not our vision, right? But then also also love the addition where you're helping your clients make the best decision for them, and you're not because you've got that bigger vision, that bigger identity of this is where we're going, this is who we are as a business. It's easier to say no, but it's also easier to let clients to have those open communications, right, with clients and say, look, we're just not the agency for you anymore, but let's find someone that you can work with. I really love that approach that you're taking to help a client make the best decision for them, rather than going, actually, these guys are worth 10K a month. We'll just keep them on and we'll chase the money. We'll get the money from them. How did you find that release when you sort of essentially fired clients, right? Essentially over a long haul, essentially you're letting clients move on and get better serviced. There's a lot of good karma in that, right? There's a lot of good juju, a lot of good vibes, a lot of good energy that comes from that. I'm here to support you as a person, as a business. We can no longer help you. Let's find someone that can. How did you find that in terms of, you look at things like the law of reciprocity, right? You help somebody out, you get help back to you. That's sort of this, when you get what you give. Have you found that that's been the case, that as you sort of shed these clients and sort of allowed them to get the service they needed, did then other perfect clients start to show up for you to replace the ones that you were letting go?
Yeah, it's I really think that the most important thing that a business owner has, it's his reputation, and the reputation, I think it's very closely linked to the value that you bring to the clients, and from with the connection and the relationship that you have with your clients. So with all my clients, with most of my clients, I actually have a pretty good relationship, so I can discuss open with them, and actually telling them that, like, this is the situation. I would have never ever in my life let the client down, like, okay, starting next month or starting today or starting whenever, will not be able to work with you anymore. It's your problem, not my problem. I would never do that. So for me, it was like a perfectly natural step to do, and like, okay, let's find someone to help you with. At the beginning, when this process started, that took almost a year, because I told you, I wanted to ease into this this change, into this project. At the beginning was like, oh my god, what is gonna happen with the business? I just lost, I think, 50% of the business, something like that. It's not a very comfortable position to be in, but that energy and that space that was created naturally from this conversation and these breakups, actually left a lot of space for new, I wanted to say better clients, but it's not about better clients, more fitted clients, for
more aligned.
More aligned clients, because I think most of my clients were like good clients, good people, good businesses, just not fit anymore with what we wanted to go in our direction. But more aligned clients, and the new clients came in about 2 or 3 months in our business. Also helped with the, I think, pretty consistent sales process. So if you have a consistent lead flow, then you actually can expect to bring aboard new clients. But the first 2 months, when I lost 50% of my clients and I didn't have a full pipeline of leads, was like, oh my god, it was panic time. It was like, what are we gonna do now? We were lucky. I like to manage the finances of the business as best as possible. So happily for us, we had around 5 months of running money in the bank. So we could have survived for 5 months without having any kind of income. That was a very good cushion over there. But happily for us, we only had to survive for that for a month, 2 months at 50% of the regular income, that's why I did not panic, because when you sell, when you manage the sales process and you manage the relationship with the client, when you go in the in the position where you are desperate, then you are more willing to make the compromises and accept clients that they will be a hell of a client, they will be a client from hell, because I've read your your newsletter that you sent yesterday with the
clients from hell.
Exactly. It will be a project that will not make sense financially, will not make sense in terms of energy, enthusiasm, and will erodate your team, and when you are desperate, you take bad decisions, and that's like super bad. That's my advice every time for every freelancer in my community. Always have some money, always have some cushion always have some money in the war money in the bank. That's why you will get into the negotiation, and you will get into a conversation with a new client more relaxed, and you will be able to focus on the results that you can bring to them. And if you feel you will not be able to actually deliver those results, or you will not be able to actually work with that client, to bring the value, then stop there. But have a process, have a clear process on onboarding, finding new leads, selling and negotiating, and onboarding the new clients.
Yeah, so important. So many very, very important things to make that process happen. We said have a bit of a war chest, right? Have 3 to 6 months of backup. So if I do nothing and nothing comes in, we're going to survive. That's super important. Just to, again, gives you that you can then come from that place of pure servitude, that pure service, from abundance thinking, right? Rather than from lack and need and just kind of desperate desire of, shit, there's no money in the bank, we need cash in. This client's not ideal, but okay, let's just take them, let's get them in, let's work it out. As you said, that's always going to generate friction in the business. That's going to be a terrible client, and that's not the client's fault, right? That's your fault for allowing that and coming from that energetic place, right? So as much as possible, you want to come from that place of abundance thinking of, look, I'd love your business. I don't need it. It'd be great. I'd love to work with you. Now let's see, are we a good fit? Can we work together? Rather than, and that's going to set up a much better human to human relationship. And the client's going to come into that relationship from an abundance perspective, going, look, these guys don't need my business, but I've got this confidence, right? There's a confidence that comes from the clarity and some of the stuff we were saying before, are having that proper onboarding process, having some proper structure, having, hey, we go from here to here. This is what our business does. If you fit in that, great. The client goes clear. I've got the confidence that these people have my back. They can deliver for me. This is exactly what I need. They're experts at this thing. And they'll step back and go, cool, go handle it, guys. You've got this. I've got that faith. But on that other side, when you're coming from that lack and I need a client, let's just get them in, let's take their money, that sets up a relationship where the client's like, ooh, I don't really know if I trust these guys, right? I don't know if they feel that tension, they feel that lack, they feel that different energy. And that's when hellish clients show up, right? Because they react to that energy and they go, they don't have the confidence that you're going to deliver because you don't have the confidence. Yeah. Right. Because you don't have the money in the bank, you don't have that buffer, you don't have the team, whatever it is, they're going to resonate with that. And that's what actually creates bad clients.
Because that's the moment when the relationship is off balance. That's the moment when you as a service provider will be unhappy. The client will feel this, and he will be unhappy. And when the off balance, obviously we are the ones that need the clients. We are here to service the clients, and obviously the power is in the client's hand. So that's the main moment when the hell clients come in our lives, when we actually are, I think, when we are clingy, that's the word, something like that. When we are desperate and we take bad decisions. And maybe it sounds like a good decision at the moment because the bills keep piling up. You have to pay the office, you have to pay the rent, you have to eat, you have to pay your service providers, your partners, you have to pay everybody, and the bills keep piling up on your desk. And I have to take that client. But long term, it will be bad. And I'm telling this from the perspective of a person who actually had to close the first agency that he had. Exactly because of this. I was like, I know this project is 60% of its value. I know this project will burn out my team. I know, but I'm desperate. I need to take this client because I have to pay the salaries. I have to pay the office rent. I have to pay the bills, and I had to close the business.
Yeah, Yeah. Lesson learned. So, I mean, how does the agency today look? Right, we've sort of gone through the negative stuff and how shitty it can feel, but how does the agency feel today? Do you love working with your clients? Are you able to come from that place of giving them everything you've got in a really positive perspective? Your team loves the work that they're doing. What's now that you've been able to make that transition, and that's where you operate from now? How does that feel? How does the agency feel to operate now compared to that first iteration?
Well, no, there's no comparison. I cannot compare with what was before. First of all, we have so much more predictability. We know exactly when we start the work, when we have to deliver, how we are performing in terms of I don't know, financial and time and quality of the deliverables. Together with this. Niching, we also started a very broad process to actually build an operating system of the agency and document and manage all the processes that we have. This work is still ongoing. Hopefully by the end of this year, I don't know, maybe spring next year, so another year from now, we will have a fully functional operating system. Operating system, I think that's okay. Where we'll have documented all the processes, starting from this is how you do sales, this is how you do the administrative part of the business, this is how we do strategy projects, this is how we do this and this and this and this, like everything. At this moment, we are around 120 pages, something like this, of processes and documentation. But this actually helps us freeing up more time, freeing up more energy, because on the small tasks we don't have to take as many decisions as we had to take before, because we know, like in this case, we have ABC, like do them like this and things will grow great. The mindset is so much healthier. And again, it was hard to get here, but the mindset now it's healthier. The work life personal life balance now it's better for everybody in my team. We make more money, and while making more money, having more bandwidth in our brains, now we actually are able to deliver better for these clients. And when the client is happy, we are happy, because we grow together, and we start with maybe a smaller project, and then we develop a pretty cool relationship, and we have more and more projects. So yeah, it's still a bit scary at this moment, because I don't have all the processes. Again, the engineer talks now. I don't have all the processes, I don't have all the flows, and I don't have everything in place yet, but I will get there. Still the process is ongoing with this change, but it's getting there. It's like it's a good breath of air, fresh air.
No, I love it, man. And I think you've all that work that you've done in that sort of struggle, like you said, what you've got now is that cognitive space to actually think and have that space. And that, for us, like, that's where creativity shows up. As you're saying, like, you're more creative, you're more inspired, and your team having that cognitive freedom to just sit and think about something and just kind of have your brain free to go off and do what it does best and connect far-flung ideas into something novel. That's it. That's what creativity is. And the opposite, right, of thinking, doing, worrying, stressing, that is not where creativity likes to show up.
Unfortunately, no, it never happens, because you need time and you need energy to actually be able to go into the flow. Because this is how I met you at one of your webinars at Oliver Duffy. And I loved your presentation about the flow, and I was like, duh, how did I not see this until now? But yeah, you need the space to actually be able to go into that state of flow that enables you to deliver. allows
Yeah.
you to actually find the right solutions for the right client. And that's amazing. That's amazing because the stress levels now are like super low, and we can actually enjoy what we are doing.
Love it. Bit of hard work, bit of grit, getting through that process, right? But now you're in that beautiful space, and you can sort of, you can see the agency that's going forward is exactly, you're going to have fun, you're going to enjoy it, you're going to get to work with amazing clients and have that freedom, have that space to perform at your best, get really, really effective, get efficient, and then you can go off and do your race car driving and do all of your other stuff in your free time. Yeah, amazing stuff. Amazing, man. I will. So I know it's again super early. This has been an amazing conversation. Really love what you're doing over there in the studio. If people want to connect with you, just so I am conscious to wrap, so you can go and get some sleep before your day kicks off, so you can perform at your best. Where's the best place for people to come and connect with you, find out more about you?
For international clients and international people that don't talk Romanian, that they don't speak Romanian. Sorry, it's early in the morning. LinkedIn is the best place to connect with me, because there I communicate in English, and you might actually get what I'm trying to say. The Facebook account is for the Romanian market and for the Romanian friends. Also the website, but the website right now, like any respectable digital agency, we don't have a good enough website, but we are working on it. Hopefully in the next month we will be able to launch the new version. So for people who don't speak English, LinkedIn is the best place to connect with me. Let's meet there, and let's make our network of connections bigger and greater, and make some beautiful things together.
Love it. Love it. On that note, I will drop all of those links in the show notes, so you can smash one of those links and go connect with Claudiu. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate the commitment of getting up at 2 a.m. and spending time here. And I love the value. I love what you're doing. It's all the right stuff. I love that journey, that process you've gone through, going through that struggle, knowing where you're heading, and coming out the other side with a brilliant agency, a great business that you're having fun running. I think that's where we want to get to.
Yeah, because I think life is too short to do work that is not meaningful, and life is too short
100%.
to do things that you do not enjoy. It's like, oh, I have the Sunday blues, I have to go to work, I have to do this. It's like, come on, life is too short to not be doing things that you actually enjoy and things that you actually love, with people that you enjoy working with. Also, a big thank you for inviting me. It was a big honor for me, and as well as the conversation was awesome, and thank you for having me.
Man. My pleasure, man. Yeah, really enjoyed it. There was a ton of value in that for all the folks listening at home. I'll let you go to bed, get some sleep in, get a big day going ahead. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks, everyone, for dropping by and tuning in. As always, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.